Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about mixture problems. Specifically, we're going to look at problems that involve two equations with two unknowns. Let's start with a coffee shop wants to save on cost and decides to mix two types of coffee beans to decrease their spending. They will mix coffee that costs $12 a pound with coffee that costs $7 a pound to get 20 pounds of coffee that costs $10 a pound. How much of each type of coffee should they mix? So when you're reading these problems, it's important to really think about what do I know, what do I need to know, and then how are they connected? I'm going to start by putting variables into the problem. So my variables will be X, which is the number of pounds of $12 a pound coffee, and then Y is going to be the number of pounds of $7 a pound coffee. So this is kind of what do I know? I know there are two types of coffee. One of them costs $12 and one of them costs $7. Then I start looking at how are they connected. So one way they're connected is when I add the two types of coffee together, the X and the Y, I'm supposed to come up with 20 pounds of coffee. So that says X plus Y would be equal to 20. I also know every pound of X costs $12, every pound of Y costs $7, and together that's producing 20 pounds of coffee that costs $10. So that gives me 12X plus 7Y is 10 times 20. Now I want to solve for X and Y. I'm going to do substitution on this. So I'm just going to move that X plus Y equals 20. And I'm going to make X equal to 20 minus Y. I decided to do X. You could also solve for Y. It doesn't really matter which one you do as long as you solve for one of them. And I decided to do substitution instead of elimination. Now that I have this 20 minus y, I'm going to plug that back into the previous equation, the 12x plus 7y is 200. So instead of 12x, I'm going to write 12 times 20 minus y, still have my 7y, and that's still equal to 200. I need to distribute, so I'm going to push that 12 through. That gives me 240 minus 12y plus 7y is 200. Now that I have this equation, I just want to start gathering like terms. So the y's are alike, the numbers are alike. I can say 240 minus 5y is equal to 200, which says negative 5y is negative 60. That's good because now I know y is equal to 12. Once I know y, I can just go back to that x equals 20 minus y, so 20 minus 12 would give me 8. So I know that I have 8 pounds of the $12 a pound coffee and I have 12 pounds of the $7 a pound coffee. Our second problem says the CDC recommends using hand sanitizer that is 60% alcohol. How many ounces of pure 100% alcohol need to be added to 40 ounces of 25% alcohol hand sanitizer to get a 60% concentration? Again, I want to start with variables, but this time I only have one, which is the number of ounces of 100% alcohol. I know that I have 40 ounces of the 25%, so all we're doing is we're going to add some alcohol to that to increase the concentration and make it to the CDC recommendation. Okay, so let's look at the equation we have. We have 25% of the 40 plus 100%, which is 1, times X, is equal to 60% of the combined total of the hand sanitizer we had plus the pure alcohol we're adding to it. Multiplying that out, we have 0.25 times 40 is 10, 1 times x is just x, and then 0.60 times 40 is 24, and 0.60 times x is 0.6x. Again, I want to gather like terms. So if I move the 0.6 over, 1 minus 0.6 is 0.4. If I move the 10 over, 24 minus 10 is 14. Then I divide both sides by 0.4, and it says I would need 35 ounces. So I take 35 ounces of 100% alcohol, I add it to 40 ounces of 25% alcohol. Now I would have a new solution that is 60% alcohol. Last one, how many liters of 10% saline solution need to be added to 18% saline solution to get 120 liters of a 15% solution? So we have two different types of saline, one that's 10%, one that's 18%. But what do we really want? We want 15%, and this time we know we need 120 liters. Again, I want to start with variables. So I always start with kind of like, what do I know and what are the things I'm talking about? So I have 10% saline solution, I decide to call that X. I have 18% solution, I decide to call that Y. And then I think, how do they relate? Well, the X and the Y together come up to my 120 liters. So there's X plus Y is 120. And then I want to put the percentages in. So 0.10 with the X, 0.18 with the Y, and then 0.15 of the total, which is 120. I'm going to multiply the 0.15 times 120 just to make it simpler as we go. I'm going to do substitution just like I did in the first problem where I just moved the Y over and I have 120 minus Y is X. Then I'm plugging that into my previous equation. So 0.10 of 120 minus Y plus 0.18 of Y, and then my 0.15 times 120 is 18. I need to expand this. So I multiply the 0.10 times the 120, it gives me 12. 0.10 times Y is just 0.10 Y. Notice it's negative because there was a subtraction in between. And then I have the 0.18 Y. Now I have 0.08 Y is 6, so that 18 minus 12 gave me 6. I divide the 6 by 0.08, it says 75, and we know that's in liters. And then to get the value of X, I do 120 minus 75, which says 45.